time, I'd like to open the meeting to the public. Mary?
I had some questions about Route 5. Can I please get the name of the person that's in charge of that project? It's that it goes on by, I presume, some of you have. The putting of that gray crack, whatever the heck it is, from the top of the cliffs to the bottom of the cliff is just totally destroying the cliffs. Nice attitude or whatever you might have had before in terms of what the cliffs look like. And I think it's a total disgrace. I haven't heard anybody here reporting that they've been talking to them except that you said you met them when you were walking or whatever. But officially, I would like to contact them and tell them that, among other things, I think that this is a very bad thing for the neighborhood. I think it's going to depress the property values in the northern end of town, especially the ones that are closest to there. Every day when I go to work, even when it's ever open again, I'm going to have to pass that. And I don't think that that's a very good view for anybody that's a prospective buyer in that area. Also, in terms of the traffic that's being caused by that, and I still don't know when they're open or not, because when I left for early to work today, they were open in both directions, and when I made a U-turn around and came back, going out of town was closed again. So I don't know when they close the going out of town in the morning. I know they keep the coming in open. But just as an idea of what I have to go through every day, I work in Hackensack, so I either have to go north toward the bridge or south through Cliffside Park. If I go south through Cliffside Park, I go over 12 humps in the road that have been put in, and 2 stop signs, and then a traffic light to get to Palisade Avenue. Whereas what I would do normally is go up the hill, and the first traffic light would be Palisade Avenue. If I go north, which is getting rarer and rarer because of the traffic with the George Washington Bridge, I have to hit 4 or 5 speed humps on Underwood Avenue. The traffic light at the bottom of Orchard, the traffic light up at the bridge, because I usually make the left to try to get to the go down Main Street. So I hit that traffic light, then I hit the stop sign on Main Street, and then 2 traffic lights before I actually hit Palisade. So this is like what's happening. What normally would be a 15-minute ride is taking me over an hour every day because of the traffic. Also, Underwood Avenue now has been discovered, and as you may know, since you live up there, Mr. Delaney, the traffic is often back down to Park Street, and sometimes as far down to Sterling, in terms of people coming up Route 5, going on the northern portion of Underwood Avenue, and then trying to go down Orchard to make the left turn, because that light is so, quick. It's a river road light. I mean, they give them the preference on it. But it's still faster than them sitting in traffic on River Road. So people come and do that all the time. They just speed through. They have no idea how to, jockey traffic through where the roads get narrower. You have school buses in the morning coming down through there. And it's a disaster. The other day, the DPW was picking up things, and people were just like blowing their horns, and like they don't really know how to travel narrow streets. Presume they used to travel on River Road, and it's just a disaster, and it has to be addressed. My other question is the ball field. I went there the other day and discovered that every piece of ground is now blocked off with the orange storm fencing. Like around Big Central, all those little spots are now blocked off again. So I wanted to know when is it going to be cleaned up? Obviously, we're already not looking to put Little League for next someplace else, and how much it's going to cost us to do it. They talked about it being historic fill, but the reality is when the drainage was put in for the Little League field, they brought in dirt to do that after they dug it up. And we have a problem with people moving dirt in and out on pieces of property, and nobody monitoring it, and then nobody knowing, is it contaminated or not contaminated? And I think that as a governing body, we should certainly definitely crack down on people that are moving dirt in and out of their properties, just because they feel like moving dirt in and out of their properties, and tracking where it's going. Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor. Dennis?
Yeah, just to add to what, Mary was just talking about, we do have a soil movement ordinance. And we have had it for quite a while. That apparently is not referred to very often. I recently talked to Jonathan Belmont and told him that soil was being moved on to and off a site across from the commons, Overseller property. John didn't get back to me. I had one. But he told me that he went down there and there's nothing there. Yeah, they take the soil out, they off it, and they bring soil in. But it's been going on for a long time and there's no problem. Well, first of all, this is a steep slope, a very steep slope, and it's quite obvious that it just has been happening recently. It's raw, it's just happened, okay? And it has been happening for a long time. And we do have an ordinance that says you can't do this. If you want to move more than a certain amount of soil, you have to get a permit. We have no permits for this. So one way or another, there's something not right here. And John is part of the problem because he's not doing his job. He's doing a job for somebody else, but it's not for us, and it has nothing to do with taking care of what it's supposed to be, actually making sure that this doesn't happen. And then you might want to, think about this in terms of what has happened with Veterans Field. That soil they want taken out of there is soil that we had dumped there. But we don't know anything about it. We don't know where it came from or what's in it. And it's going to be, I heard it, have you seen it?
No.
Has anybody? I heard something like $3 million. But I don't know where it came from, and I'd be amazed. Believe that. Yeah. So anyway, this ordinance is in place and has been for a good reason. And we're living it right now because we don't have Veterans Field anymore. And we're not going to have it for a year or two. And it's because we didn't pay attention to the fact that we actually do have an ordinance, and we didn't enforce it. And now we've got it going on right now, and the guy who's supposed to be doing the enforcing, this is what we pay him to do, is to keep track of this sort of thing. He doesn't do that. He's actually, I don't know what he does, but he's certainly not doing what he's supposed to be doing. Another subject here. I'd like to get a handle on what we've spent so far to humor people in Connie who have, first of all, years ago, they told us, they sent us officially sent us a notice that they were the owners of the right variances. We had to spend money to prove that we owned it. And then we turned around and started to do everything possible to make sure that they got to whatever they wanted. And what they wanted, they really wanted to put in a whole fleet of new places to put boats and God knows what else. But we, I believe, are footing the bill for a lot of this. And I don't get it. If they need to be doing something, let them do it for themselves. But a while back, they were told they had to put a sewer system in, because it wasn't good enough to be dumping in the river anymore. We wound up, all the residents here chipped in to help them pay for this thing. And then they were told they had to put it in a walkway, and oh man, you can't make us do that. And they want us to help pay that. And part of that, by the way, and you have to know this, is they wanted people not to go through the colony. Instead, they wanted to route them along River Road, along that, you know what River Road is, it's across the hill there. That's where people sort of walk along the edge there. Something's really seriously wrong when people who want to do something like that shouldn't be being financed by me and all the other individuals in this town. It should be, if they have an agenda, if they want to do something, they can ante up and try to make it happen. But we shouldn't be sending our lawyers and paying for people to try to help them do this stuff. It's outrageous. Thank you.
Thank you, Dennis. Anyone else who should be heard? Mr. Henry?
Thank you, Chairman.
Sure.
I called your phone number twice today. I think Susan has right.